For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? The Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 8, verse 36. Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Fragments of Memory here, your friendly neighborhood armchair philosopher. Today's topic, desire. We all have them, from the young to the old, the able-bodied to the disabled, and from the male to the female. Whether it be a desire for money, sex, love, companionship, food, or power, there is no getting around it. We all want things, whatever that thing might be. Having desires isn't necessarily a bad thing. If we didn't have desires, nothing would be accomplished. If we didn't want anything, we would not pursue it. Many of this world's greatest civilizations and their various achievements all began with that thing called desire. Desire is to the man as gasoline is to the automobile. Desire is fuel. However, just like fire or an antique item from Louis Von der Dee's antique store, there is an upside and a downside to it. The desire, depends on one thing. How far are you willing to go to obtain that which you desire? What would you be willing to sacrifice? Would you give up food and drink for your desire? Or sleep? Or your firstborn child? Would you lie, cheat, steal, or kill for the things that you desired? How strong is your desire? However, people are more than their desires and appetites. We sometimes fail. I tripped over something there. I think we sometimes fail to exercise our higher functions. Functions such as reason, morality, and ethics. Those functions allow us to show restraint when we are faced with temptation. They force us to ask the question, is this thing that I want worth ruining what I have? For example, is having an affair with this woman whom I find attractive worth ruining my marriage? Is robbing this store, bank, or church worth the jail time? As the old adage goes, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. But for some, that particular adage is hollow and meaningless. A leftover moralistic phrase suited for the 1950s and not the 21st century. Another thing to consider, you can do whatever you want, but you don't get to select the consequences of your actions. I am free to choose. I am not free to select the results of my choices. Or as another adage goes, if you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other end as well. And you basically get the idea. Now, our desires come at a price, because nothing exists in a void. Everything has a context, even our desires. And there's this thing called trade-offs. I'm reminded of what John C. Maxwell, he's a motivational writer, speaker, and he wrote this thing about I think it was the 15 laws of growth or the 21 laws of growth. It's a good book. I've read it. It's pretty nice. And one of the things he talks about, there was one law called the law of trade-offs, as I mentioned earlier on. So you get the woman you want, but she's a drug addict. You get your dream job, but you have to work longer hours with more stress. You buy a new car, but have to pay higher taxes. I think the saying, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it, applies here. What do you all think of that? What do you guys think here on YouTube land in cyberspace? What do you guys think about that? Give me your response. Give me a comment. Peace.